Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about Fort Drum here in the Philippines. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the like button and press the post notification button also. Fort Drum, Fraile Island, also known as the Concrete Battleship, is a heavily fortified island fortress situated at the mouth of Manila Bay in the Philippines. Due south of Corregidor Island, the reinforced concrete sea fort shaped like a battleship was built by the United States in 1909 as one of the harbour defences at the wider South Channel entrance to the bay during the American colonial period. Height top deck is 40 feet 12 meters above the water at mean low tide. Battle wars: Battle of Corregidor 1942, Philippines campaign 1944 to 1945. Construction began in April 1909 and lasted for 5 years. The rocky island was leveled by US Army engineers and then was built up with thick layers of steel reinforced concrete into a massive structure roughly resembling a battleship. 350 feet, 110 meters long, 144 foot, 44 meters wide, and with a top deck 40 feet, which is 12 meters above water at mean low tide. The 14-inch 356mm M1909 guns were their two custom-built M1909 turrets named battle batteries. Marshall and Wilson were delivered and installed by 1916. The M1909 guns were specially designed for Fort Drum and were not deployed elsewhere. The secondary 6-inch 152mm M1908 M2 guns on the M1910 pedestal mounts in casemates batteries Robert and McCree were installed the same year. Searchlights, anti-aircraft batteries, and a 60-foot 18-meter lattice-style fire control tower were mounted on the fort's upper surface, the living quarters for the approximately 240 officers and enlisted men, along with the power generators. Plotting rooms and ammunition magazines were located deep inside the fort.
Battery Marshal was named for Brigadier General William Louis Marshall, Cebu War Medal of Honor recipient and Chief of Engineers 1908-1910. Battery Wilson was named for Brigadier General John Mulder Wilson. Civil War Medal of Honor recipient and Chief of Engineers 1897-1901. Battery Robert was named for Benjamin K. Roberts, a cavalry, artillery, and coast artillery officer, who was made Chief of Artillery for one day in 1905 prior to his retirement. Battery McCrea was named for Truly McCrea, an artillery officer in the Civil War. Originally a barren rock island, it was leveled by U.S. Army engineers between 1910 and 1914. And then built up with thick layers of steel reinforced concrete into massive structures roughly resembling a concrete ship. The port was topped with a pair of armored steel gun turrets, each mounting two 14-inch guns, searchlights, anti-aircraft batteries, and a 5-direction tower were also mounted on its upper surface. The 25th to 36-foot thick fortress walls protected extensive ammunition magazines, machine spaces, and living quarters for the 200-man garrison. After the outbreak of the war in the Pacific on December 7, 1941, Fort Drum withstood heavy Japanese air and land bombardment as it supported U.S. and Filipino defenders on Bataan and Corregidor. Fort Drum surrendered to Japanese forces following the fall of Corregidor Island on May 6, 1942, and was subsequently occupied by Japanese forces. In 1945, as part of the offensive to recapture Manila, 5th Drum was assaulted by U.S. forces. After a heavy aerial bombardment, U.S. troops gained access to the deck of the fort on 13th of April and were able to confine the garrison below. Rather than attempting to break in, the troops and engineers pumped gasoline into the fort through air vents on top deck. They also lowered 600 pounds on TNT down and ignited it, annihilating the garrison inside with the fort neutralized Japanese resistance in Manila Bay area was ended. The ruins of Fort Drum, including its disabled turrets and 14-inch guns, remain at the mouth of Manila Bay.